Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 86 of Ran When Sleep Deprived. Parked. The show where myself, Cone Dodger, Kurt J. Mac, and ZK look at car ads from around the internet. Hi. Hello, myself.
And ramble incoherently.
Mostly. That's pretty much the entirety of the concept here. So do it. That's your job. No. It has to be about cars. We weren't talking about that sensitive subject. Come on. I just remembered I didn't bring up my clicker, so I gotta bring up my clicker. And
but I could just click for you.
You could do it. All right. Oh, I'm gonna like this.
Oh no, I'm not gonna do this the whole time.
Yeah.
It was just
No. You're doing the whole time.
No, here you go.
I've got a bit of a theme today.
Is it bad Dodges that are good?
That wasn't the theme, but it's closer than it should be. The theme was affordable future classics, also known as the thing that every automotive blogger is writing about these days. And I don't know if you've noticed, but Kurt's probably noticed, small trucks are getting expensive. Not only that, but anything that was remotely a muscle truck or a high performance truck, very expensive, like stupid expensive.
One of the ads I passed on was a Tacoma. What do they call it? Not Extreme.
There is a name for this. It's not
the sporty.
It's not just SR5, is it?
No.
It's something.
The lowered sport truck one with the body kit.
X-Runner.
Yeah, X-Runner. Yeah.
I know this because that's what I used to compete against in autocross, and it beat me on occasion, and I felt really bad about it.
They were so good, but I saw one that was like 15 grand.
Yeah. And there was also the Chevy Extreme, which really wasn't anything.
No, it wasn't
fancy.
I think it was lowered and had a body kit.
Yeah, and then there was the Ranger Sport and Ranger Edge or whatever they were.
I don't think there was ever a Hot Ranger.
Really?
They just had no, because they were all the same. I think the sports just had. I think it was just a trim package. It wasn't even a thing.
These, on the other hand,
Dakota 5.9 RT
is just stupid, and I love it.
I know, they're so good.
They used to be a lot cheaper, though. I don't think I expected to find one for $8,000. It's in very nice shape, but just finding them in general, especially the regular cabs, I find quite a few of the clubs. I would want a regular cab. I want the smallest truck possible because this is the end of the small body on frame trucks. This is end of the line. And it's really neat that they threw a 5.9 in them. And just...
Yeah.
No frills. It's literally just a regular Dakota with a 318 in it.
No, a 390.
Oh, sorry, a 390. Yeah, a 390. The 318 was the biggest motor that you could get previously. So,
yeah. And the thing about the Dodges, period, I don't know if GM eventually did it with the Colorado, but it was the only small truck with a V8, or at least it was the first one.
Right. Yeah, they were all 4 cylinders and
sixes or mid-size 6 cylinders.
They're terrible trucks. I want to put a disclaimer here. The reason these trucks didn't appreciate in value as much as the rest of them is because they were not very good. They were very archaic.
Am I supposed to be still clicking for you?
Could you click? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't have the remote up. I do find them aesthetically, though, to have aged quite well.
Dodge was the first one that did the kind of muscly truck look, because everything prior to the 90s or late 90s, early 2000s Dodges were the old school square square body styles, and a Dakota was one of the first cars I lusted after, or lusted for a first car, because they were it's a small truck with a V8.
Yeah, I did some research just because I was curious. How much horsepower do you think that 390 was making?
If I remember, it was something like 260 horsepower.
I think
If that-
it was a couple days ago that I looked at it. I think it was like 235.
Oh, yeah.
But
It was
it
like
made, like-
260 torque.
But
or
of course,
something.
yeah, it made like 360 foot-pounds of torque. So if you wanted to do, burnouts and silly stuff, this was the truck for you.
My buddy has the Durango, which is same chassis.
Mhm.
His was the 5.2 or the
Yeah,
318.
right. I don't know. I feel like I looked a decent amount, and I found some in that like $5,000 to $8,000 range, and I was just curious, like, what other V8 rear-wheel drive car or vehicle could you buy for that kind of money anymore? And
F body, like a bad one.
a real used-up LT1 or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of an unsung muscle truck, I feel. And it doesn't even look that shoehorned. Like, they're not even... It was not made to hold a V8, but...
just don't try to replace the starter.
Probably don't try to replace anything. I remember trying to replace the water pump on... Roommates of mine had the smaller one with a Durango with a water pump, and it was a nightmare. But... I don't know. I don't think I ever saw these pop up in Kurt's truck hunt.
No,
They're not
I
good.
was about to say, I assure you, these have not been anywhere in the vicinity of my radar.
Is it because you didn't know that they existed, or is it because you were like, I'm going to take their warning and not get a Dodge?
I didn't know they existed, nor do I really care
Also,
about like
if you-
horsepower and V8.
Well, also, if you look here, 11 MPG city, 15 MP highway. Those are conservative.
Oh, yeah. That's
or the opposite.
the optimistic, basically.
Yeah.
That's the, yeah.
You're looking at like 12
Right. Yeah.
for a tiny truck.
They did make 4x4 versions of these too, but not, I don't think.
I don't know
with
about the RT.
Not with an RT, not with a big engine.
Yeah.
The only thing that appeals to me about this is that it's like,
Big motor, small truck.
yeah, it's like someone went in and was like, what if we just put the biggest motor that we still have around in this thing, but don't do anything else? Like, the most they did was put an RT patch on the side of it. And, yeah, I can appreciate that. That's all I kind of had to say about it.
Also-
It's just a...
Everything in this picture that's plastic is creaky.
Oh,
and
yeah.
hard and. At least it doesn't have leather because those don't age well.
Neither did that thumb.
Or the cargo shorts and flip flops with socks on.
Get out of my wardrobe.
Right on theme.
That did not age well.
No, this has not aged well. A 1965 Pontiac two-door post Le Mans GTO for only $1,500.
Oh boy, I'm gonna pop up some Bobby Labonte, Steve Mignante videos to see if this is actually a GTO.
65. 4-speed car. It's a 4-speed. It has the motor in it, which is not original to the car, if that's a concern for you.
Oh, this is the butt.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It ran when parked in the carport 20 years ago. What
Okay.
happened over the course of that 20 years is subject to debate.
Idolines.
Yes. Dad tore it apart to start restoring, then never finished it. It was sandblasted in 1995
Oh,
and then
good.
parked in the carport. So it's fresh, bare metal. Mm-hmm. Comes with a lot of parts. You betcha.
These are.
Who does that?
These are unibody cars?
Yeah.
Huh. But like,
Yeah.
but they
There's a fender.
they cut the parts off that it needs.
Yeah.
It needs those to survive.
There's a bumper and some wheel wells.
Yep. That's I like that everything's
GTO.
labeled GTO as well, and I don't think it's a GTO.
Oh, no, it's actually a 66. It's not a 65.
Oh. What?
Hood.
There's your
Sandblasted.
sandblasted hood.
Yeah. What a nightmare.
There's tubes.
Yep.
Many doors. Multiple doors.
But they're literally sandblasted and then left raw. That can't be good.
Patina.
Yeah.
I like
Well,
the
the end,
sledgehammer on the
parked.
roof.
Ran when parked. That's a classic ran when parked right there. Good.
Look at all those
Lord.
materials and brochures and maps.
Huh.
Yeah, I thought this was pretty interesting, huh?
That's pretty interesting. Like, I've seen some failed projects, but this is up there.
And he said 90 blasted in
1995 and parked in the garage, yeah.
I'm trying. Well, Camino can tell us if it's a GTO or not now, so. He didn't tell us. Okay. Well, tell us in the comments. That's a ran when parked. If you're
That is a yes.
if you're new here and you're like, what does ran when parked mean? There it is. you got it.
It's been 30 years and rotten since.
30 years.
Nearly, not quite.
Oh, can we pause for a second?
Yes.
No, you got to talk about this bus. I'll talk about that later.
A 1996 GMC TDH 5303 Detroit V. I don't think that's a V6. I think that's V6 as the designation 71. I don't know my Detroit diesel. Anyway, it runs and drives.
Okay.
Ready to build a home or office. Food trailer. I can send videos of this bus running an RV bus that looks really good inside but needs some work inside.
I hope you got some video.
Call Aaron. I didn't contact him. I found this just a little bit earlier. But look at the style of it.
It looks like Fallout the bus.
But also like the I forget the term for it, but you know, like the Japanese trucks with all the extra stuff stuck on like the back and the wings. And Decatora? Is that right?
I don't know.
Yeah. But look at it. It's like this cool.
Empty shell of a bus. Okay.
Yeah, but it's got like all the glass. It supposedly runs.
You say glass.
Yeah.
Probably plexi.
Well, whatever.
It's
The fact that it runs.
door seal's great.
Yeah, it's fine.
It is a
Longer
look.
than a.
It's Aaron. Aaron is the guy selling it. It's
Yeah,
Aaron's
Aaron's
Express,
Express Bus Co.
company.
I don't think so.
That's what at the end of the ad said. Text Aaron.
It's got some
AARON.
airbags, I guess.
It's a bus.
Yeah.
It's a bus. That's okay.
It's tore out, but like it's weird because I've seen so many like gutted buses and RVs and stuff. This is actually one of the better ones I've seen. Because
It's a
nothing
good
looks
start.
rotten. Like, sure, you now have to replace the floor, but that's just some plywood. And then you build whatever you want. But, like, all the trim and pieces and stuff are there. It's not, like, just raw, empty everything.
It's like it's just so many levels cooler than a school bus. It's not even funny.
No. Like, I don't know. It's just so much style. Look like the double stacked windows on the sides. The cool little like handrails still up there. It's very what's the term? Like the 60s style
Retro.
Yeah, retrofuturism.
kinda.
It kind of has that like jet age kind of look to it. Like,
Yeah. It's got a lot of style that you don't see in buses anymore.
well, yeah, that's a point that I was gonna make. Is it is interesting seeing the early phases of anything design, because winning people over is everything. And in this era, it was like, how do we win people over with buses? You got to make them look cool. And now it's like, how do we win people over with buses? They don't care. It's a bus.
Make a box with some wheels on it.
And it's interesting how we've done kind of the opposite with things in the modern times, where it's like, we introduce something, how do we make it look real boring? Tesla.
But for twice the price, Aaron has another one.
Oh.
This only needs, this also runs and drives. Needs some body work and painting. Needs a windshield and 5 small windows. So maybe you buy both as a parts thing.
Okay.
15,000 watt generator.
That seems like a lot.
$6,700. It still feels cheap, but this one's a full RV.
This is the actual inside of that bus.
Yeah,
Huh.
that second bus.
Okay. Oh, look at that.
It's the same bus, but
So why
A
did they
different
make
one.
the inside of the crappy one nice and not the inside of the nice one nice?
I think they had two. I don't know.
Okay.
Blah blah blah. Yeah, just hours and information about it. Completely rebuilt 25,000 miles ago.
Look at that toilet. That's a old picture.
Yeah. But all the like
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
the tile work.
Damn, that's got nicer tile work than my
It's,
house.
I know, that's the thing that drew me to this is that I'm like, I've seen worse houses. There's Grandpa
Or Aaron,
With his-
maybe.
Or Aaron, yeah.
with his glass of whiskey there.
Yeah, that's not sus. I'm not drinking and driving. This is my house. That's a full-ass refrigerator.
Yeah, all oak wood and some hand carved oak wood doors. So like that's all like carved oak and everything. So like even if this doesn't run, none of these pictures look completely recent. These are like
Uh-oh.
screenshots off a phone, so who knows what it looks like now. But
Sure.
like it runs and drives, so like park it and then just live out of it. It's better than all the apartments I've looked at in any sort of recent history.
Interesting. Random bus.
I'm just imagining like how much it cost back in the day to outfit. Because look at the tile on the floor and like
Like it'd be very heavy now.
I do feel
All
like,
this
yeah.
wood and tile
I
and
do feel like it's very
actual
heavy.
house
so I was
items.
thinking about that because I was I don't know, maybe it was on Discord. It was another discussion about a school bus converted, and you think about how many like people it's designed to carry so many people.
Right.
Even if it's like 100-pound kids,
Right.
they have like 70 kids. It's still like
70?
7,000. Yeah, 70. They go up to like
Okay,
96 seaters or something.
Sure. Yeah, I guess I get the point though. Like 100 people versus, 2 fridges.
Yeah. People are heavy.
Mm-hmm. Neat.
Call Aaron.
Call Aaron. If you can give me the code, I can actually do the thing.
You typed it in chat.
Yeah, I don't have access to the chat.
Ah, God. It's 168377.
Now everybody can just change the slides whenever they want.
Yep.
Yep, that's how it works.
Oh, look. They're doing it right now. They're doing it right now.
Remember what we were saying about Dodges that weren't very good, but actually were pretty
but-
neat?
No, not this one.
No?
Avenger?
Story time. 2004. Tiny little cone dodger is looking for his first car. He has narrowed it down to 2 choices. Do you know what they are?
Dodge Avenger and the Chevy
240
Monte
SX.
Carlo.
It was the Dodge Avenger or it was the Nissan 240SX. I've always really liked the Avengers, even if they are shit. But they're also extremely cheap, for one. For two, they're mostly Mitsubishis. It's basically an Eclipse. And it's a lightweight 2-door coupe with a Mitsubishi / Dodge 4-cylinder in it. And a manual transmission. I can't tell you how incredibly hard it is to find these things now, especially with a manual.
I wonder why.
I don't think that's necessarily true, ZK. You're saying it's because they're crap. I don't think it's because they're crap. I think it's because nobody cared about them, so they just got used by kids that did this to them.
Maybe.
I can't think of a single solid argument against these cars.
am bothered aesthetically on that first picture that either the hood pins are off-centered or the ram is off-center on the hood.
Yeah.
Something's not visually...
Maybe the picture's just off center and everything's actually perfect in the world.
All right, well,
it's just our
let's-
perspective of
Yeah,
it.
I went ahead and got a not riced out one. This is another one of my chronicles of like unpimp my auto. I would love to take this and just like strip away all of the bad. And
You don't like those wheels?
no, I don't like those wheels, and I don't like whatever they've done to this painted over taillights and everything. I've included the 1997 Dodge Avenger Sport, the new Dodge. Like, I think that's a pretty sharp looking car, personally.
Maybe I'm misremembering the Avenger, but maybe because they all blew up or something. I don't know. I don't have a lot of.
I will say, from what I can tell, you either got the choice of this, the 4-cylinder out of the Neon, the 2.0, which is the same basic engine that is also the Turbo 4, but they never got in this, or the 2.5 liter single red cam V6.
that they put in the.
It's in this, the Sebring, and some other, Plymouths and whatever.
I thought, isn't that the one they use in the vans?
It might be in the vans also. Everything I know about Chrysler V6s of that era is valve seals. But as far as I could tell, V6 was automatic only. So it'd be the 4-cylinder, which was like 145 horsepower, 2,700 pounds. It seems like all the ingredients are there. So I'm saying, find me a 4-cylinder, 5-speed Dodge Avenger that's like $1,000 that maybe isn't this far riced out and tarnished. Pretty decent looking interior. It's got the like Mitsubishi style, driver centric stack and everything. I can make a cool car out of it. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
The fact that ZK is totally not on board with this is making me want it so much more.
I'm just like, why don't you just get a Saturn instead? It's the same thing but better.
No, it is not. No, Saturn engines are awful. They make no power. The interiors look awful. They look awful.
Which one's
No.
in more race series, an Avenger or a Saturn?
The Avenger was it was the body.
We're going to go to
of
chat
the-
for this one.
of the IROC.
Or comments, I guess, rather.
All right, fight me after the episode, okay?
I don't want to. I'm tired.
Me either.
He's tired. I'm also tired. So I'm thinking, instead of maybe a pickup truck or something utilitarian, maybe I desire comfort and luxury. Like this 1996 Jaguar XJ6 Wadenplaus sedan.
Okay.
I don't know how you say that. Because I'm not comfortable. Once you're comfortable.
Oh
then you
dang!
can
It's too
pronounce
late.
it.
I was gonna be like,
Isn't it? It's a. It's a British car. Why is it Wadenplaus?
What does that mean? Even I
I
should
don't
have.
know. I don't know. Yeah, so I was gonna like,
Wadenplaus.
I was gonna ant and be like, what does Wadenplaus mean?
Wadenplaus is a German progressive rock band. No, Wadenplaus is the name of coach builders who produced bodies for specialists and upmarket automobile manufacturers.
Okay, so it seems as though they're like an upfitter of these cars. Like
Oh.
it's I guess kind of like what's the BMWs?
AMG or
No, that's Mercedes.
oh,
BMW has that weird line of cars that's not BMWs. There's something greater than that.
Alpine?
Is it
Alpine.
Alpine?
Alpine.
Alpina or something like that. Alpina.
Or, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's that kind of deal, but I don't know for sure. Somebody help us.
yeah. For only $2,500, Juno could be riding to the park in luxury in the back seats there, with that extra long rear door.
And the good news is she's a pretty good walker, right?
At times, there are a few minor repairs. There's a very slow brake fluid leak.
Is it in
Needs
the
a new power steering pump. some
fluid.
electrical repairs.
Yeah, I see new front brakes and everything, but nothing about the rear brakes, suspiciously.
I'm happy to report, as we discovered with that Bring a Trailer auction, that post 1994 Jaguar XJs had the outboard brakes as opposed to the inboard rear brakes.
I forgot when the crossover year was.
I'm so confused. by
Honestly,
this.
I like it.
Oh,
I
okay.
do too.
I found the real answer here. Wagenplas was a coach builder of the early times, like early automobile, and they were, a British company. They
Is that an
Built it.
Opal cigarette lighter?
Belgium, and yeah, it is. This is the Wagenplas Jaguar XJ, which was last used in 2009 to denote the top luxury version.
That's just the name
Yeah.
they picked up.
Yep. She
Honestly, it looks in fairly good shape.
you could put her like water bowls in that.
Dine in luxury.
No, Dine-ins for BMWs.
Oh, is that what we were thinking? No.
I don't know.
What engine is this? V8, V12, V16?
Inline six.
Oh,
It's actually 6,
Yeah,
therefore 6-cylinder.
it'd be the XJ12 if at the 12. As I am noted Jaguar enthusiast.
obviously. I mean, you're probably not going to get much more style or like luxury comfort for $2,500.
Yeah, like
I don't know
how many?
actual comfortable it is. Like, sure, it's
Also
plush,
true.
but I don't know if it actually it might ride like absolute doo-doo at this point.
It's cars in this like weird sort of cheap segment are like, okay, so sure, these are known to, or Jaguars always blow up or electrical issues and blah 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 blah. They break down. But it's $2,500. So how many months of like a normal car payment is that? So as if this lasts a year, is that
You gotta-
value for money?
Yeah, you got a 1-year lease on a 30-year-old Jaguar.
That just sounds like a good investment.
Always come to Ranwin Park for your investment tips. Backseat is just so mint. Until, it's full of claw prints.
True. I mean, you can make the $2,500 back by just signing up for Uber or Lyft or whatever. Look at all that room that they have in the back there.
I don't think that's going to work.
You have to get them to the destination. To
Yeah,
get paid.
maintenance might catch up on that one. What a
Speaking
weird,
of maintenance,
what a weird gamut of cars so far.
Yes. We weren't informed of
What?
this theme you have.
No,
I've
there's
been
no
looking
theme.
for quote unquote, for a Del Sol VTEC, which is the B16 version, which is one of 2 cars that we had with the B16 in it. But what about a Del Sol with a K-swap?
Just
is a
case
perfectly-
swap everything.
Perfectly running K20A2 RSX Type S K-swap. So I think those were about 200 horsepower, maybe a little bit more than that. It's a built engine, blah, 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 blah.
It's got the list.
Yeah, it's got the list. You can read it if you pause the video or whatever. 160,000 miles on the engine. I don't know if that's post-build because they built it. And
Hello, hail damage.
yeah, I feel good about passing up on this because it's a black on black on black car, and I don't want that. But here's your build. But it's a K20.
Right.
It's a K20 Del Sol. This thing's got to be like just absolutely great to drive. And look at the floor mat. Look at the floor mat.
Kurt, you can't fit in a Del Sol, if that's what you're about to say.
But it's
No.
got T-tops.
No.
Just take off the T-tops.
There's no T-tops for your knees. Like, the dash doesn't come out.
There's your K20.
It's always so weird.
I guess it looks like I guess it's a decent swap. I'm a little.
Looks a little hacked in.
Yeah, and the placement of the pod filter is a bit sus, but
yeah, Honda
I feel
kids are all about the hot air intake.
Yeah, it's got your standard suspension stuff for a Honda. I don't know. This just looks like it'll be a lot of fun to drive, and it was a VTEC model at some point.
Was it, or did they just put that badge on there?
They could have put the badge on there. I guess you're right, but that is. I believe that is where the stock badge would be. And it's so cute.
Yeah, I guess I'm getting old because I've reached the age where I think an original VTEC Del Sol that's not all hail damaged and beat up is really cool.
Yeah, this one is not. They also want way too much money for
$10,000 for what I'm sure is a very fast feeling and fun car.
That revs to like 9 or something.
I have just zero interest in. Way more interest in a Dodge Avenger.
I still want the B16 completely stock version.
Yeah.
Or an EG, what do they call them? The SIRs or whatever, but we never got the hatch here.
I know the K series is like the holy grail of Honda engines, but the B16, the B18, all those, they're the ones that
they appealed to me more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they were the cool ones back then.
And it's 2022. You don't need your Del Sol to be fast. Like,
no.
Nobody cares if your Del Sol is fast because it's still much slower than a V6 Camry.
Yeah. The whole like K-swap everything, that got me thinking the other day was like, so what makes an engine become popular like that? Because you could put the K series in there, you could put like 4AGs, or not, no, 4G63s rather.
I guess the thing that made the K series so popular was that they put it in a lot of things here.
So that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's not necessarily
how good it is.
Yeah, just that it's very common. Like LSs, there's like a million truck versions,
right,
and everything. Mm-hmm. But like, what I just want to know, like, why is the K and the 4G63? Why do those get popular and have like all the aftermarket support, which then kind of feeds into itself? You're like, oh, just get a K series because you can swap it into everything because people swap it into everything.
I think that's a self-feeding thing. They made a lot of them.
So how do you start that? Because
you are looking at the wrong people.
I don't know. It's just one of those weird thoughts I had because it's, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure there's engines out there that there's a ton of that they put in everything that nobody ever made any parts for or anything like that. I think the difference is the K series was made as a performance motor from the beginning. Like, yeah, they made 2.7 million 2200 4-cylinder GM engines. They all made 75 horsepower at their best day, and it was like it was a completely old school engine. It had no tech. You'd be starting from scratch building that engine versus the K series was ready to go when they built them. I don't know. I'm not a journalist, but I do know that Ran When Parked is a show about cars that claim to be Ran When Parked, even though that has zero significance into the ad. This is the 1974 Dodge Dart, one of my favorite of the 70s cars. I've always liked the Darts the most. Never liked the big Chargers or Challengers very much. This is a pair of them, a 74 Dodge Dart Swinger, which is possibly one of my favorite model designations of all time. It was a factory 6-cylinder car, but had a small block before it was removed. The second car is a 73 Plymouth Scamp, which is probably my second favorite name, that has a 318 and an auto transmission. Ran When Parked several years ago, asking $2,000 for both cars.
Now that's a deal.
It's a deal. Maybe. Here's the Dart that's, pretty stripped, but it looks like it's pretty there, too.
Yeah.
Other than, some grill.
But I feel like most of them that are left are either completely restored and not cheap, or like
Rust.
just rot and rotted to the ground.
I'm sure there's rust in this, but this seems very salvageable to me. Here's the Plymouth. This is more of what I'm used to seeing with the rust, but when the roof starts to rust away from the windshield, you're probably at the too far gone phase.
Also, we're how many inches of sunken in are we here?
I'd say at least 6, huh? Also, it
Nearly
has
up to this. It's probably up to the axle at this point.
not a Ford. You can tell by this picture. It has killed this lawn. This lawn is real dead around this thing.
Also, those are huge holes by the trunk,
Huge holes by the... Oh, yeah. Yeah.
or like where the rear window is.
This is the one that apparently ran when parked.
Mm-hmm. It's
Well, that's helpful
weird.
information.
Because yes, this is rotted, right?
Uh-huh.
But unlike a lot of these cars in the woods or whatever we see, it doesn't look like they ran it into a pole first.
No. Yeah, it literally looked like it was parked here.
It's really straight body that is completely rusted away.
Yep. So, could you make 2 out of 1 here? I don't think
yeah.
so. But it also kind of feels like $2,000 is not a ton of money for something like this anymore.
I would just take the Dart and leave the Scamp.
I remember that line from the good. What was that? The Godfather.
Oh. I don't know that the front of the Scamp fits maybe on the Dart to like make 2 cars out of, or make 1 car out of 2 or anything like that, but
Yeah, like if the hood and
Right.
grill fit or whatever.
I like both cars. Like I would be very happy with either one of them. But
I don't know what the difference is, other than that
badge
Scamp looks
engineering.
a little
Yeah.
longer. I think
think it's just badge stuff. I do believe. Yeah, but if I was ever to get into this era of car, I never know. Can you consider a Dart a muscle car? Who knows? Who cares? You know what I mean.
It's the small car with the big engine. That's what a muscle car is.
Yeah, and I like it. I would dig it out of the ground. Because that one's, it's in there.
It's not a hearse.
Could use one. It's amazing how that rear bumper is in like really good shape still. It's weird seeing cars rot away like this. And sad. Kurt.
You know what else is weird and sad?
How
How about a 1974 Mazda RX-4 wagon
Ew.
for $6,000? It's a complete project. All parts included, including the replacement windshield.
Is that
They're
a
willing to hear offers.
good thing? Like complete project, does that mean like it's a complete project or like it's a complete project?
I think it's the latter,
Okay.
but probably also the former.
Yes. But they are
is
willing
a-
to work with worldwide shippers for you overseas viewers.
Oh,
if you're
good.
interested.
If you're interested in quite possibly the ugliest configuration of rotary vehicle that was ever produced.
I was gonna say as a wagon enthusiast, yeah, I like wagons. This is not working for me, and what's weird is like the RX-4. Was it a hatch or
I think you're thinking of the
Coupé
RX-3.
maybe? Those are extremely good looking. This
Yeah.
just looks cobbled together.
Look at this body line. It's like swoop, rip.
One more swoop. We got room for one more swoop in the back.
It's so bad.
And then the rear window swoops up. It's like, oh wait, we got more car. Just make it go
Right.
straight.
Cool steering wheel.
That's an interesting steering wheel.
Automatic.
I love the old Mazda logo too.
No.
No.
Pulling it out of storage.
No. Mm-mm. Why does it have slicks on it
No.
too?
I think they're just
Just tires they
Old.
had. Okay.
Big
Rotary
project.
Okay, the badge is cool.
Rotary wagon.
That's the badge is a saving grace.
the only one. The wheels are cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Multiple radiators and
Oh, I'm sure that's a good sign.
condensers.
Carbs and a new spare differential and starter that's as big as a differential.
That starter is as big as a rotary. Like, this was who knew that early rotaries were the first hybrids?
But look at all the cargo capacity it has.
Yeah.
The door handles are kind of...
No, those are literally slicks. Those are Hoosiers.
Yeah, I don't know. They've had delusions of grandeur with it. Yeah, no, it makes me sad to say, but I don't think the wagon is the best version of this car.
It's cool, but just dorky.
It's dorky. It has a weird automatic floor shifter. It's like almost vertical.
It reminds me of like the minivan ones, like where it's on the dash.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a picture.
There's a picture
what
for
am I
you.
looking at? What am I looking at? This is the side of
That's the steering
the
coupler.
rotors. Yeah. So this is the driver's side. And you can see the 2 spark plugs
Oh,
on
yeah.
one of the rotors, which the little things on
A better picture. AC car.
Ah,
The brand new oil filter.
yeah.
Here's
13B.
the rest of the engine.
Wait, 13B. That ain't right, is it? This should have had a 12A in it, right?
I think you're right, which would explain a lot of why this looks janky.
Jinky.
Also, is that where the starter goes? Just right there on top?
It's the easiest
Yeah.
Well,
starter replacement you could ever find.
I don't see the intake manifold or anything that would probably go above that.
What year was this again?
60s something.
Why-
Oh wait, I
70.
think one of the images is a
It is a 13B. Look at that.
13B.
Huh.
I know it is confusing because the 13B existed at the same time as the 12A. So like there was a time in which you could get either or in different models. This doesn't say what year the car is though, unfortunately.
All the way back to the beginning.
Thank you. I'm curious. 74.
74.
Okay. Yeah, that's got to be like one of the early 13Bs then.
They don't look bad as coupes and whatnot. But boy, did they ever just butcher this thing to make it a wagon. That's really weird. I don't think they had a picture of the front, did they?
No, I don't believe so. I mean, there's your windshield that needs replaced. No front picture, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So
the front's
they have
like the saving
these-
grace of this thing.
Are those the little like sill plates with the RX-7 logo on it or something?
I think those are hubcaps.
Down-
Like, oh, you're
No, at the very bottom.
Yeah. I see that. I'm talking on the left there. They have like
Yeah.
the rotary like hubcaps.
Oh, just triangles.
Triangles.
Oh yeah, it's got like quad headlights.
Yeah.
Not bad looking on the
It's,
front.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a picture of the wagon. Yeah, if they had a picture of this from the front, we might have a slightly different opinion. There's one on Bring a Trailer, 74. It does have safety bumpers, so it's a bit unfortunate, but
Yeah.
Those are lovely, and they never need to be changed on any car ever. Is my current and on-standing opinion.
yeah, no. Oh, there's a Woody.
I don't think that'd help.
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of does. It kind of.
But the whole taillights and everything, like the whole just butt of it was ugly.
Yeah.
It's butt ugly.
Yeah. Speaking about ugly.
What about a different wagon that is actually attractive?
Aw, what a cutie.
1979 Subaru DL wagon. Kicking around the idea of letting one of my old Subarus go. I have several Bratz hatchbacks and a Justy. And this lovely 79 wagon. Blah, 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 blah.
So
He wants a
it's-
truck to trade.
So it's a round headlight Brat wagon, but I think that means that it's front wheel drive? Ooh. I forgot how funky these are.
Yeah, they're so funky. But like in the endearing way and not like that Mazda.
Kinda. I would still rather a brat. Mm-hmm. Did we need the tilt shift on that photo?
But look how brown it is.
Brown.
Brown, yellow.
Oh.
Okay.
It's a Mazda.
It's got the two
And-
sticks. So I guess it is
Yeah.
four-wheel drive.
And I believe this one is 4-wheel drive.
Okay. Okay. All right. No, I still want a brat.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, brats are way more stupid.
Yeah. This is like, it's like stupid in that it's stupid looking, but it's not stupid in that the entire idea and conception of it is stupid.
Agreed.
So if I'm going to be doing 55 miles an hour foot to the floor in a Subaru that's at 7 head gaskets per mile, I want it to be something that's full stupid. I mean, it'd be a neat car to fix up for probably not that much money.
That
So.
runs fine. Look at toes.
No, I mean like fix up. Like it looks like
It's
it's been.
fine. Leave it. No, it's perfect the way it is, Colin. Just accept it.
Why are you this way?
It's not a phase.
It's face.
Okay, so you want a brat. I got you a brat, Cone.
Is it brat season?
It is brat season.
No.
How about a 1996 Daihatsu Hi-Jet deck van? Only $8,000.
Deck's
Brat.
looking a little small today.
It's like the Baja, but
Mm-hmm. Go on.
the same.
The
They
same.
purchased this deck van in February 2022 to trial run the import process. Wouldn't that be nice to just have more money
yeah.
floating around? So I'd be like, I just want to see how this goes. For funsies, let's import a vehicle.
And they chose
Replaced a bunch of
this.
stuff. Clean title, 182,000 kilometers, 5-speed, 4-wheel drive, 3-cylinder, non-turbo.
Okay.
It's a van and a truck.
I need to see the back more.
Deck van.
Deck van. Oh, the seats are. I'm confused. No. Okay. I thought the seats were backwards in the back, but that's not at all what's going on.
No.
Okay. Yep.
So much room for stuff.
And activity.
Yes. It's got a very basic bench
That is
in the back.
That is a prison bench.
But then more storage space. If
Of course.
You fold the bench. Mm-hmm. And the bench.
There's honestly more room for activities inside than there is
Yes,
in the bed.
in the bed, yeah.
Yep. Just butt on wheel. Everything from Japan has to have a knockoff Momo wheel in it.
Mm-hmm. I do like how the clutch is on the opposite side of where the steering column like goes through the floor.
Oh yeah, just straddling it.
Yeah.
It's like a Porsche. Oh boy. Yep. Yep. You've been watching Mighty Car Mods work on the midget?
I've not seen the latest episode, but it's so good.
Does not look like they're enjoyable to work on.
No.
That is a rusty exhaust.
What is this cooler thing back there?
Good question. Because it's mid-engine.
This is the rear? Yeah.
Could be the radiator or AC
Maybe.
condenser or something.
Yeah. Just put it anywhere it can go, basically.
This is under the seat, I guess.
Yeah. Yep. So your butt is sharing, one cheek has engine and one cheek has tire. I'm sure that's comfortable. That sounds good. That's a thing. But what
That
a
is a
good
thing.
practice. I guess it
Yeah.
went well? I don't know.
I guess it went well, yes.
Well, will he ever
Past
import
past.
a second car?
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. Keep an eye on them. See if they ever list anything else. Keep an eye on the Best Finds of the Week, where we review last episode's Best Finds of the Week.
Spoiler alert.
Best find. This week's Best Find of the Week is brought to you by Camino for me. Wait, why is everything
do?
missing? I don't know.
Is everything missing?
Did I miss? Oh, I bet you I know what I did. I bet you I put my ads in the main folder, not my name.
Anyway.
Close your eyes for the next 5 or 6 clicks, okay? Hey!
My eyes were open.
Last episode, Kurt had a thing.
It was a Chevy S10 is what it was.
I had a very skillfully painted Nissan pickup.
Was that what you had? I thought you didn't have one last week.
No, I did, in the end. And ZK, I've now messed this up twice in a row. ZK had kind of a Hot Wheels. It was a real confusing week.
Yeah.
The viewers weren't confused. They voted for ZK's kind of confusing Hot Wheels. Actually, it was a pretty muddy vote. Kurt got 40 votes, ZK got 45, and I got 18 somehow. So it was, I think people were just like, okay. I still don't know how to feel about the Corvette. I didn't see a lot of comments about it. I thought it would get more comments of people being like, that's atrocious.
Like me,
or,
it might take a few
cool.
weeks to like sink in.
Right. They need some time. Nobody needs time for what Kurt brought. Like that sunk in immediately.
That is a book you can judge by its cover.
And it's tetanus. For this week, I actually don't have a best find. Camino does, because I couldn't find anything interesting. And Camino found this Ford Mustang Delivery, a custom wagon Ford Fox body Mustang. That's very custom, like very much so homemade, but not awful. Like, not great.
No, like look at the bead rolls.
No, it's not what I would call skillfully done. But it does look like an actual usable.
You know what this
thing.
reminds me of? This is high school shop body class.
I assume this was a convertible. That's my assumption. But I'm not sure. It is a 5.0 with a 5-speed, which is cool. It does have
extra gauge cluster.
a wooden central gauge cluster stack, and I do believe that is like a wooden ignition switch stack on the left.
And the gauges themselves, are they that style of like faceplates? Is that OEM?
You mean the actual gauges in the dash?
Yeah. Like how they have those like surrounds that look screwed on.
I think that's OEM.
Is that? Okay,
Believe it or
I'm
not,
just
the wood isn't.
Oh.
I know, it might be confusing. Yeah, I mean it's a thing. You looking at the heater core hoses over there with a tap? in the
No,
middle?
I'm looking at the intake or the air filter.
Yeah, it's an oil can that you cut in half and like you cut and then you squeeze the filter in between it. And the strut bar that is a piece of square stock. End of story.
Screwed to the towers? I don't see any. Where's it attached?
Like the throttle return spring is also like attached to
It
it
sure is.
for safety.
This thing is very, very Florida. It's just as Florida as it could get. But I mean, with enough time, effort, and care, I feel like you could make this into something cool. And Bondo.
I'm trying to. It's like, you know, the expectations versus reality.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
here's the cake on the box. Here's the cake I made.
No, honey, we have a Mustang at home.
The rear, like, hatch part, I don't know how they did that.
No seal or
Yeah.
anything. It'll probably lock.
Choices were made, okay?
Yeah,
The good news is, if this was a convertible, and like, this is probably one of the ugliest Fox bodies you could possibly have messed with. So, no great loss there.
Especially if it was convertible, because those would have all like broken it in half and just
Right.
rotted away anyway. So
Honestly, they saved it.
let's not go that far.
Hey, that was my find. Yep, that's actually Camino's find. Anyway, Kurt, let's see if you did it right.
Would you call that a prototype?
I would call that a prototype.
Perhaps. You'd call that a prototype. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as the resident Ford guy, perhaps you would appreciate a Ford Python prototype from 1990 for $160,000.
Okay.
Seven only known to remain.
All
And
right.
6 have been signed by Carroll Shelby themselves. This one
1990?
has a brass plaque on the dash reading Ford Python 94. First built and tested, last registered. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
One of the rarest the Shelby cars out of museum.
Okay.
Curious call onlys, please. Trades?
Trades. Huh.
Text or call Michael.
So it's not a Cobra, it's a Python.
It's
Right.
a Kelly Python prototype.
Never heard of this thing.
Never heard of this thing.
Neither have I.
It looks fiberglass.
It
What is
almost
it?
has that what is it, the BMW, not that the M8, 8M or whatever.
Handling by Lotus.
It gets everywhere.
And the rear looks like a weird like Panther body or
I think this is a Fox body. I'm
Yeah.
fairly certain that that windshield line is a Fox body Mustang.
Hmm.
And that
Those are
that dash is a Fox body Mustang. What?
Ford Windsor.
That's our second
It's got a
302
VIN
speed.
number.
It does have a VIN number. Okay.
This is a
Wow.
valued by this person at 110,000, and he's selling it for 160.
This was several years ago. There's inflation. It's fine.
I did have to get a screenshot of the Wikipedia.
Of course.
It is
That
a
is a
relatively
very-
unknown prototype.
Bare Wikipedia page.
Yes, it does seem kind of like the guy who's selling one wrote this Wikipedia page.
Reinforced Mustang frame. So yeah.
Huh. Why? It also has no grill. Did anybody else notice that? There's
It does
fine.
have no grill.
there's no grill opening. None.
It doesn't matter.
Zilch.
It doesn't need it.
Okay.
Unnecessary.
Gotcha.
It is known that there were about 12 cars built before the company went under. There have been 7 cars identified as remaining. You could have one of 7 remaining
It's
of a Mustang that's not a Mustang.
it's
Shortened Mustang.
kind of cool.
Yeah, I like the front on view of it. It's kind of neat. The side is atrocious.
Yeah, I think if it were not a convertible or whatever,
Right. It would
I
help.
think that's where it falls apart.
Huh.
The rear looks like like a Fox body, like the those are it has the little eagles in the taillights. So those are just the Thunderbird
Do you think
taillights.
the thing that Lotus has made the most of by volume and weight is handling by Lotus stickers?
You still got to put one on Jesse.
Hey, those are Thunderbird taillights. I do see that now, yeah.
It
Huh.
looks like the rear is like, I don't know how to describe it. Have you seen like the Baja trucks where they like cut the bumpers way up?
Right, yeah.
That's
Right.
what it looks like, but a Thunderbird or Fox body or whatever.
Well, you did it, Kurt. You found something that I bet you 95% of the people watching this have no idea that this existed. And I'd say at least 50% of them wish they didn't.
From this angle, like if the top was down, it almost looks like a 240SX convertible.
Kinda, yeah. Or if you would imagine a Z31 convertible.
Ugh.
And he vomited.
What a horrible day to have an imagination.
It can't be worse than the Z32 convertible.
Anyway, stop making Z's convertible.
The 350Z looks good as a convertible.
No!
It does!
No!
It does!
No!
That car was designed as a convertible. It looks good as a convertible. I am
not talking for the rest of this episode.
Okay. Then ZK is fine. He's got a Texans tailgating bus.
So, I found this, and this
You
has
regret
got to
it?
be when the... Yeah, well, it's like... You know, like, when you're like, you go somebody like, oh, and you're like, oh, this stinks. Here, smell this. Like, I have to share this, because this is just, like, one of the most cursed things I've run across in a while, and it makes more sense.
Okay.
It is the Texans Man Cave, the Texans being the Houston football team, and Man Cave spelled with the monster M.
But of course.
So
as required by law in Texas.
So it's a tailgating bus, which means you park it at the stadium and drink at or something, I guess. I don't know. It's not quite an RV.
It's registered.
Blah,
as an
blah,
RV.
blah. It has not moved from storage in 5 years. To my knowledge, it only needs a new fuel pump. So it's also a random parked man cave bus thing
Great.
with a viewing platform up top. Yes.
Good.
And it doesn't get better. You got your good old diamond plate on the inside, your TVs, Houston Texans logos falling off. And they probably should have paid some licensing to use it. I don't know.
Oh, ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
So, that
You know what-
fireman pole.
You know
in
what the
rear-
most you thing here is? I was saying you before I saw the stripper pole. That's what's you.
Yeah. I don't think there's any lights back here.
Doesn't
Like,
seem
sure,
like
they're
it.
not on because the thing's not running, but I don't think they exist. And yeah, this is not a yeah. And
This
you
is not
got
a
the
fun place to
AstroTurf
be.
rear, and just keep an eye on this rear exit here
Uh-huh.
because that's where the toilet is,
Of course it is.
with big old open windows and the rear exit.
Mm-hmm.
Just a normal toilet that
And a ratchet strap.
weird in a ratchet strap.
I
And it-
wonder if
that-
they need the toilet in order to register it as an RV. Like, is that a
Where
requirement?
does it
Like, maybe
go?
it's not actually functional.
There's
hope it's not
no
functional.
I don't there's no knob or yeah, flusher.
Uh-huh.
Mm,
Also, appreciate the Texans duct tape.
Of course.
Texans branded.
gotta stay
They
on
went all
brand.
out. They did. Now you have to give them some credit. There is tile board behind that. This is a bathroom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
Enter
remember
at
there
your own
was
risk.
Oh yeah, I will
yeah,
need that one.
there was a kegerator in there, and there's an outside spout, which is amazing actually. I appreciate that, but don't have a stripper pole and say something that says "enter at your own risk" on it. That is not inductive of a safe environment.
I mean, neither is Texas, so.
You know, well, let's not get into that. Custom upholstered driver's seat.
The amount of money
Ford.
that went into making this is disgusting.
You say that, but also it looks, I don't know. It's like,
It
don't
looks
know.
bad, but they still put, I don't know, $10,000 into it.
at least, yeah. But
Curious if it was another man cave from that previous picture, because it looks like the Texans logo was
so
just
I
taped
saw
over the
that,
front.
right? But that's
I think that's
through the
ju-
whole thing, and that's just like
Right.
the Texans logo.
I
It
think
looks
they
like
just
that's a piece of
sent-
vinyl.
They
or
sent
something.
whoever they had made the decals a JPEG of their logo, and then sent them the man cave that they had put the Monster M in, and they were like, "Print me these."
Mm.
I think.
That was my first thought too. Is that it used to be a something else man cave, and they rebranded for some reason. Also, I just noticed in this you can see the windows they covered over with old RV siding, or is
what are we looking at there? No, because these windows are real, so there's an RV next to it.
No, yeah, I think that's the car next to it. RV next to it.
Okay,
you can see the
Yeah, you
reflection
can see the
here.
reflection.
They just tinted the windows so that you
It just looks right next to it. But
see
yeah,
what's going on inside. That's not creepy at all.
This
There's a little tree though.
Oh, so it smells nice next to the bathroom in the stripper pole.
Yeah. Yep.
Also, I don't know if you've been inside of a school bus, but this is also a standard height roof.
Oh, right.
So that's got to be a really short pole.
That's yeah. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like just crouching down.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't care to think about it anymore.
I would like to stop thinking about it. I would like to stop seeing it.
The sinks don't have faucets.
Nope. That's our show, everybody.
Sorry for the nightmares, but I had to share because otherwise I couldn't. My mental state couldn't take it by myself.
You had to get the evil out in the open.
Right. That's been Ran When Parked, brought to you interruption free thanks to support on Patreon. Patreon.com/ConeDodger240. Please don't spell it all out. It's probably not. It's probably the Patreon that they're fundraising to make their next generation Texan bus or something.
Man cave, okay.
Make sure you vote for your favorite or best find favorite thing of the week thing that's in
no one say that's their favorite.
If you vote for ZK, I'm going to personally
No, it's for therapy.
ban you from this channel. I will not allow it.
It's group therapy, Kong.
Yeah,
We're in this together.
All right, I'm going to send you an invoice. That's our show. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.